Yeah, bacon and eggs is cool and all, but have you had shakshuka? Today we're taking a trip to the Middle East for one of the greatest breakfasts in the world. It's also vegetarian, and I know you're a meat lover, but trust me when I say you're not gonna miss the meat on this one. Let's get cracking. Shakshuka is delicious, but to me, it's not complete without flatbread for squeezing, dipping, and tugging. This recipe is simple and great for those that are bread making curious. When it comes to breads, scale will always make for better results, but I'll leave the measuring utensils in the description below. To start with, in a large bowl, you're going to combine the following: 300 grams all-purpose flour, 5 grams fine salt, 5 grams baking powder, quick distribution mix, then 30 grams vegetable oil, 30 grams water, and 200 grams room temperature Greek yogurt. Start mixing all the ingredients together with your clean hands. It will slowly start to form an adhesive mass. When you have your dough ball, knead with your hands to turn it from shaggy to smooth. I bet you thought I was going to say Scooby. My kneading technique is to press down with the palm of my right hand, then with my left scoop and turn the dough back into itself. My right hand is just coming up and pressing down, whilst the left is making sure all the dough is getting its fair share of kneading and pushing it under the right hand. If your dough gets too sticky, add a pinch of flour and keep working it. The dough should be tacky, but it shouldn't be sticking to your hands. It should 100% be workable. This can of course be done with a stand mixer that's fitted with the hook attachment. After about 8 minutes or so of kneading, it will become smooth and won't easily tear when stretched. This looks pretty good. Now place in a bowl and cover with a tea towel in a warmish room for 2 hours. Because there's no yeast in this bad boy, it won't double in size, but it will be supple and soft when ready. 2 long hours later, dough is looking purty. It's slightly larger and soft to the touch. Tip it out onto a lightly floured work surface and give it a quick knead. Divide the dough into 7 equal portions. To make sure they're all the same size, you want to measure them on a scale to be about 80 grams each. But if I couldn't convince you to bust out the scales before, I'm probably not going to do it now, am I? This part's important. To shape them into taut balls, grab a dough ball and copy me with this technique. Pull the left side of the dough over onto itself, followed by the right side. Then we're going to do the same thing with the bottom and the top. Pull the bottom over on itself, followed by the top. Think of it like wrapping a box for a Christmas present. Now we're going to roll the dough over so the bottom becomes the top. Then, with your index fingers, roll the bottom of the ball between them to kind of pinch the bottom. We're trying to create tension in the ball itself. This technique can be a little bit daunting or confusing first time doing it, but I promise if you keep practicing, you will get better. Just like anything. Do this with all your balls and place them in a bowl and cover with a tea towel for 15 minutes for them to rest. Whilst the dough's hanging out, let's do our prep for the shakshuka. For this, we're just going to remove the seeds and medium dice 1 red capsicum and peel and dice 1 medium onion, keeping them about the same size as the capsicum. Then just thinly sliced 3 cloves of garlic. Back at our now relaxed dough balls, one by one, place them on a lightly floured work surface. Flatten the ball with your hand into a pillowy puck and then run it down with a rolling pin. If your rolling pin is sticking, then hit that with some flour too. Roll them out to about 25 centimeters thick. Size matters, so I'm told. If you happen to get a tiny tear in your dough, don't worry. Just pinch it back together and roll it out like nothing ever happened. See? Good as new. Place on a plate and hit with another dusting of flour to stop sticking and cover with a towel. Do this for all your dough balls. Final step for the dough. Heat a non-stick pan over medium-high heat. When heated, add your dough to the pan and watch in wonder as it puffs up and turns into a literal pillow. When it's browned on one side, which is about 60 to 90 seconds, flip and toast the other side for about 30 to 60 seconds. Now just place on a plate and cover with a towel while you do the rest. Do this for all your breads and try not to stack on them while you wait. I failed this challenge. Bread's done. Now for the shakshuka. Heat a large saute pan over medium-high heat and add 1 tablespoon oil, 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, and 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. If the pan is hot enough, the mustard seeds should pop straight away. After they've stopped popping, about 30 seconds, reduce heat to medium and add in your onion and your capsicum. Sweat them out, which is stirring constantly without letting them develop color, for about 3 minutes, and then add your garlic. When the trinity become translucent, add in 1 teaspoon paprika, half teaspoon cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon coriander powder, half teaspoon sumac, and a teaspoon of salt. Stir until the aromas are strong, about 30 seconds, and add in 2 400 grams good quality canned tomatoes, followed by 300 grams water, 100 grams pitted black olives, and a bay leaf. Then mix, bring to a boil before reducing to a simmer, and let it simmer for about 10 minutes or until thickened. This is how thick you want it. Add more salt if you need to. I need 2 pinches here. make 6 divots in the tomato mixture, which will be little houses for your eggs, and then crack 6 eggs into those divots. Now I know I harp on about this all the time, but make sure you're cracking your eggs on a flat surface to prevent the yolks from breaking. You're at the finish line, you don't want to stuff it up now. If you happen to get any eggshell in there, just fish it out with the other eggshell in your hand. It will usually come pretty willingly, but this one wanted to play funny buggers because it knew I was recording. But I got him in the end though. And obviously we want to make sure we're seasoning our yolks too. So just a tiny pinch of salt on each yolk. Cover with a lid, and I'd recommend you be smarter than me and use a see-through lid to make this much easier. Cook until the tops of the egg whites are set and a thin film has covered the yolks. Lastly, garnish with chopped parsley, crumbled up feta, and serve with your patiently waiting flatbread. Enjoy, my friend. Look at this flatbread. It is perfect and it's so simple. I'd hold the shakshuka up, but it's gonna go everywhere. Look at that bite. Doesn't that look incredible? I know this is a breakfast dish and I'm having it for dinner, but you can have it for every single meal because it is that good.
Flatbread is very nice. Good.
You'd be happy with that, wouldn't you? If you're wanting a healthier breakfast, then give it a go. And if you make it, let me know what you think because I'm genuinely interested to hear.